One of the first opportunities to really use my M1 MacBook Air that just arrived was going to be a Zoom meeting. So I thought, well, let's install it, as I was installing all the other bits that I needed, Capture One, Final Cut, etc. And yeah, I thought, let's get Zoom set up, let's plug in the X webcam, test out a few things. I had a little presentation to practice, and I found that it wasn't working typically. There's a few issues with developers not updating software for the Big Sur M1 system, and although other pieces of software work great using Rosetta 2, I found that this little humble Fujifilm X webcam wasn't one of them, which is a shame. So I had to pull out the 2011 MacBook Air, which was on its way out the door. I've been bugging Fujifilm for an update, and who knows, by the time this video gets published, it might be out. But just in case, I wanted to show you how I've got it solved, basically. I've still got one or two things to iron out, but so far, so good. I'd seen this dongle online plenty of times before, but when Fujifilm X webcam came out, I thought, I don't need to worry about these things, and it worked a treat for me with my old MacBook Air. But of course, the M1 not letting me do it, so I thought, why not? $9.89 I spent, came same day, so I thought, let's give it a go. First, a few tips. Of course, you need the dongle, and in my case, for my MacBook Air, a hub, so I can plug it into USB and then into the Thunderbolt, because as we know, we're not blessed with ports on the MacBook. And then you need your HDMI cable, and the other end is obviously the smaller bit that goes into your X-T3, X-T4, your Fujifilm camera. So that all plugs in, and you turn it on and you're away. But the first problems you'll get, all your information will be on the screen. So you hit disp on the back of your camera until your display information goes away. Then go into the menu and change this one, HDMI output, on to off. Then the next problem I had was I had a little S in the top corner, which is where my touchscreen options are. I went into the menu and there's an option in there to get rid of, which will throw up on the screen as I'm talking now. So you get rid of that. Then I found that the face detection was following me around. I couldn't get rid of it. So I took on board one of the recommendations I'd read from other camera users, and that was to drop to 1080p 30. In fact, when you're using the camera in 4K, whatever you're using it in, it will drop to 4K 15 frames per second for zoom, and that frame rate is no good, and 4K is overkill. So I thought, okay, we'll drop 1080 30 frames per second, and the face detection box went away. It wasn't an option for me to turn off face detection. It works a treat now, and I'm going to throw up an example of it next. We're in Zoom then. The capture card thing seems to be working well. I've plugged in my T3 with the USB as well into my hub, the Anker hub. So on the camera it shows that it's charging. I haven't tested to see how long it will last. Normally, well, when I say normally, on my old MacBook Air, it went on for hours. I think the longest I've been on or had it on is 3 hours or so. So that's been fine. I'm currently using the MacBook Air microphones. I've tried to hook up the mic on the camera and select the, I think it says USB audio device. Let's see if I can show you in the settings. So there we go. Yeah. So in the settings, you can select USB digital audio. Basically, still working on that. If I get it right, I'll include it in this little video. To summarize, hub, so you can use USB. Don't worry about 3, 2, whatever. I think this is just a 2.0. Doesn't really matter. You'll need the cheap little dongle. Both of these in the links below. Of course, you're going to need the HDMI cable and then the little settings that we mentioned. Let me know if you've done this and how you've got on with battery life, because I've also plugged in my USB-C and plugged that up to the hub too, and it does show the battery icon. Let us know how you've got on with the audio as well. I'm kind of happy with the audio from the MacBook Air in this instance. I do have a USB mic, and of course I've got mics for my cameras, which I was thinking I would use, but I haven't quite achieved that just yet. But anyway, quick little video to show you that for barely £10, we can stave off the need for Fujifilm to update X Webcam. But hopefully by the time this has gone out, they have.